On her wedding day, which should be the happiest day of her life, a bride in a white dress is sitting on the floor in front of the guests, wailing as she burns a stack of old letters. The papers vanish into the flames. These were none other than letters sent from prison by her father, who became a death row inmate for committing murder 20 years ago. People whispered, how much must she resent her father to burn his keepsakes like that? However, a few moments later, when the bride grabbed the microphone and revealed the true reason for burning the letters with a trembling voice, the wedding hall instantly turned into a sea of tears. This fire was not fueled by anger. It was a late reply from a daughter to her father in heaven. The protagonist, Jisoo, lived her entire life holding her breath, tagged as a murderer's daughter. When she was 7 years old, her father was arrested on the spot for stabbing a neighbor while drunk. Since that day, Jisoo's life had been hell. Her mother fell ill from the shock and passed away early, and Jisoo had to move from relative to relative, living as a burden. She hated her father. She never visited him, even when the prison contacted her, and she returned every cent of the commissary money he sent. The person who ruined my life. I have no father. 20 years passed like that, and Jisoo met someone she loved and was about to get married. Of course, the father's seat at the wedding remained empty. 1 hour before the ceremony, an elderly prison guard visited the bride's waiting room. He handed a worn-out cardboard box to Jisoo. Miss Jisoo, this was left by inmate 480, your father. Before he passed away from a chronic illness last month, he begged me to deliver this to you on your wedding day. Jisoo didn't want to take it, but at the words passed away, her heart sank, and she opened the box with trembling hands. Inside were about 100 yellowed envelopes, a crumpled stack of cash totaling about $3,000, and a pair of old baby shoes. Unfolding the letters, Jisoo had no choice but to break down sobbing. They were written by her illiterate father, who had learned to read and write in prison, pressing down hard with a pencil, full of spelling mistakes. Jisoo, did you eat? Dad isn't cold. Make sure you dress warmly. And in the final letter, the shocking truth of that day was written. The man her father killed 20 years ago was actually a criminal attempting to molest young Jisoo. Her father, witnessing the scene, got into a physical struggle to protect his daughter, and the accident happened inadvertently. But he hid this fact in court until the end. If the world knows my daughter almost suffered such a terrible thing, how will my Jisoo ever get married? It is better for me to just be a crazy murderer. In psychology, this is seen as the most tragic form of the scapegoat mechanism. For the sake of his daughter's future, the father threw away everything, his honor, his life, his very existence, and voluntarily wore the mask of a monster. Even if his daughter lived, hating him forever, he wanted to protect her purity and reputation. It was a foolish yet magnificent love. The $3,000 in the box was his entire fortune, mixed with sweat and blood, saved from doing manual labor, like gluing envelopes in prison for 20 years. At the end of the letter it read, Jisoo, I am a sinner, so do not hold a funeral for me. Just forget me and live happily. I was happy because I could protect you. Upon learning the whole truth, Jisoo went outside the hall and brought a brazier. She began to burn her father's letters one by one. This was not erasing her father, but a ritual to deliver the letters to him in heaven. Dad, your handwriting is good now. I read them all. I understand your heart now. So don't be a sinner up there anymore. Just be my dad. As the smoke rose to the sky, the guests also wiped their tears and prayed for her father's peace. They say parental love flows downwards, but sometimes children never know the depth of it forever. A father's love is like a candle that burns itself to light the way for his child. If this story touched your heart today, please think of your parents wherever you are. Perhaps we too are misunderstanding our parents' deep intentions.